Today I'm going to be showing you how to make the Spring's Arrival Infinity Scarf. And this scarf has beautiful texture that's very squishy. It's made out of a light yarn. It has a stitch that's a little bit like the feather stitch, an extra little loop on each double crochet. So for this original color that I made this pattern with, I used less than 2 skeins of Premier Yarns DK colors in Rose Garden, and these colors, I highly recommend this yarn for this project. It's really squishy, it's really soft, and the colors are all beautiful. They're self-striping, so there's no color changes. I would definitely recommend checking that out. But for today, I'm going to be using Premier Dottie, which is also a size 3 yarn from Premier Yarns, and we're just going to see how this one turns out on our project today. It's also very soft and light, so I'm thinking it will be good. You're also going to want a size I 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, some scissors, and a yarn needle. Alright, so our first step is to make a slip knot and get our yarn on our hook. Then we're going to chain 43. Yarn over and pull through the loop 43 times. Now once you have 43 chains, we're going to double crochet in the 3rd chain from our hook. So we don't count the one on our hook, but we count 1, 2, 3, and we're going to double crochet, yarn over, and insert your hook into that 3rd loop, or 3rd chain. Yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. And that is your first double crochet. Next step is to chain 1. And now we're going to insert our hook into that same chain again, yarn over and pull through a loop. And this is what gives kind of just one extra little loop on each of our stitches to give it a little extra poof. So next we're going to skip the next chain and we're going to double crochet into the next. Yarn over and insert your hook, yarn over, pull through a loop, you're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And because we did that extra pulling up of a loop in between these 2 stitches, we have one more loop than we normally would for a double crochet. And for our last step, we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 of those. Normally for a double crochet you would just have 2, but for this one we have an extra. Now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to insert our hook into that same chain that we worked into for the double crochet. Yarn over, pull up a loop. You're going to want to kind of make it loose. If it's too tight, your stitches aren't going to be quite as bouncy and loose. So when you do that extra yarn over and pull through, you're just going to keep it loose. Now we're going to skip the next chain and double crochet in the next. And again, as we pull through the last time, we'll pull through all 3 loops on our hook and chain 1. Again, you're going to insert your hook into that same chain, yarn over and pull up a loop, keep it loose, skip the next chain and double crochet in the next, chain 1, insert your hook into that same chain, pull up a loop, skip the next chain and double crochet into the next. We're just going to continue this all the way across till we get to our last stitches. So you always, after a double crochet, chain 1, insert your hook into the same chain that you just worked out of, pull up a loop, skip the next chain, double crochet in the next, and just repeat this all the way across. Chain 1, pull up a loop, skip, double crochet. When you get to the end of the row, meet me back here. All right, now as you come up to the end, I am at the point where I have 2 chains left, and I've just completed a double crochet, so I'm going to chain 1, insert one last time into that same chain and pull up a loop, and then we're just going to double crochet into that last chain. All right, so row 1 is complete. Now we're going to start working on row 2. So you're going to chain 1, turn, and double crochet in that same stitch. Now we're going to continue the same pattern that we did on the first row, but it's just going to be a little different because we're not working into a chain anymore. We're now working into stitches. So we're going to chain 1, insert your hook into that same stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. Now we're going to skip what looks like a much smaller loop, which was your chain 1 from your previous row, and we're going to stitch into what is kind of the bigger stitches here, and that was our double crochet. So we're going to skip that chain 1 and double crochet into that next stitch. Same as last row, on your last pull through you're going to have 3 loops on your hook instead of the usual 2. So we're going to chain 1, insert our hook into the same stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, keep it loose. We're going to skip that chain 1 and double crochet into the next stitch. Chain 1, insert your hook in the same stitch, pull up a loop, keep it loose, skip the chain, double crochet in the next, and again we're going to just continue this all the way across. So chain 1, insert your hook, skip the chain, double crochet in the next, now as you come to the end of row 2, I have 2 stitches left here, room for one more of our double crochet, and so I just ended on a double crochet, and I'm going to chain 1, insert my hook in that same stitch, pull up a loop, and then double crochet in this last double crochet right here. Just a little slippery there. And that should give me 41 stitches across, including chains and double crochets. So now what we're going to keep doing is just that same thing as our last row, chain 2 and turn, double crochet in that same stitch, and we're just going to continue this pattern back and forth, every row the same, until we reach the length that we want for our scarf. And then we're going to come back, it's going to make a great big long rectangle, and we're going to come back and we'll just whip stitch the 2 ends together so that it creates an infinity scarf, and then that will be it. So keep repeating these rows until you get to the length you want. What I went to was 134 rows, which was approximately 57 inches long. It makes a nice long infinity scarf that can be twisted once and doubled up for a nice squishy thickness. But if you want to do a different length, you can stop whenever you're ready and meet me back here for sewing up the end. Okay, so now once you have the full length done for your scarf, I'm going to show you how to whip stitch the two ends together. Now I have not completed the full length of what I would want this to be, but I've just completed enough so that I can show you. You can see just a little short amount here, but I am really liking how this yarn is coming out, this dotty Premier. It is working out very nicely. These dots are kind of giving it just like an interesting fleck. They look more like flecks in this kind of textured stitch, and I'm really liking how it's turning out. So I might actually finish this out so that I can have the scarf. But for today I just did a little bit so that I have time to show you how to finish this off here. So what you're going to do is you're going to leave a nice long tail at the end so that you have enough to do some sewing with. And you're going to pull that yarn out, finish it off. And then you're going to just line up your two ends as close together as you can. And we're going to take that nice long tail, put the yarn on there. We're just going to whip stitch these ends together. So kind of just go through 2 loops on one side and through 2 loops on the other, bottom to top or top to bottom. Just kind of eyeball it. Doesn't have to be exact, but you just want to keep your edges lined up as closely as possible. Not too tight, but give it a little tug. Grab a few stitches from either side and just stick with the same side. So if you start out bottom to top, continue that across, and the yarn will hide most of those stitches. You're not going to see much. Working your way across. You don't want to do it too tight because it'll cinch that part shut, or it'll make it smaller, the edge smaller than the width of the rest of the project. So just kind of find enough tension to close it off enough, but not so much that you're cinching it tighter than the rest of the length. Alright, so when you get to the end here, you can see that that's not too visible, nice and neat. Now I'm not going to tie this off because I'm going to undo this again so that I can keep working on the length of mine, but you would tie a knot right here and then weave in this end. So I'm not going to show you that, but I will go ahead and weave in this tail over here, which you also want to do once you're finished so you don't have any tails poking around. And you're just going to kind of zigzag through, in and out through a few stitches to hide that tail. And that is it. So there you have, there you can see in one yarn how that one turns out, and also in the original. And I hope you enjoyed this project. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, follow along for more patterns, and also visit my website where you can find more patterns there. Have a great day.